Hey everyone, welcome back to the podcast. Today we are diving into a topic that's key to personal growth and self development: the power of small habits. We often hear about big goals and major transformations, but what if I told you that lasting change comes from something much simpler than that? It's all about those tiny, consistent actions that compound over time. That's what we are going to explore today: how small habits can lead to big results. Stay tuned. So here's the thing: we all have goals, right? Whether it's getting in shape, starting a new business, or learning a new skill, we often focus on the end result and how far away it feels. But here's where people get stuck. They think they need to make massive, sweeping changes to reach those goals. But the truth is, it's the small, seemingly insignificant habits that really move the needle over time. Think about it like this: if you improve just 1% every day, by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. That's the compounding effect in action. On their own, they might not seem like much, but over time, they can lead to exponential growth. Let me give you an example. Imagine you want to start reading more. Instead of trying to read a whole book in one sitting, what if you started by reading just one page a day? It sounds almost too easy, isn't it? But here's what happens. Over time, that one page turns into two, then five, then 10. And before you know it, reading has become a habit. You're not forcing yourself to do it, it's just part of your routine. This idea of focusing small habits comes from a concept called atomic habits, popularized by James Clear in his book by the same name. He talks about how habits are building blocks of behavior and how focusing on improving your systems rather than obsessing over goals leads to lasting change. Here's where mindset comes in. If you focus too much on the outcome, like, I want to lose 20 pounds, you can easily get discouraged when the progress feels slow. But if you shift your mindset to something like, I'm going to walk for 10 minutes every day, you're setting yourself up for success because it's a small, achievable action you can repeat consistently. One of the best ways to build small habits is through habit stacking. This is when you take an existing habit and stack a new one on top of it. For example, let's say you already have a morning coffee routine. We all have it, right? Most of us. You can stack a new habit like journaling for 5 minutes right after you make your coffee. Since your brain is already used to making coffee every morning, adding a new habit to that routine makes it easier to stick to it. Okay, another key to building small habits is understanding the power of identity based habits. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, you'd be saying, I am becoming someone who runs regularly. When you tie your habits to your identity, they become part of who you are, rather than something you have to do. So you're not just going to the gym to work out, you are someone who takes care of their body. That shift is incredibly powerful for long term success. Now you might be wondering, how do I stay consistent with small habits? The answer is simple: focus on your progress over perfection. Okay, so it's progress over perfection. There will be days when you slip up, And that's okay. What matters is getting back on track as quickly as possible. The goal is consistency, not perfection. One bad day doesn't erase the progress you've made. Think of it like this: if you miss brushing your teeth once, it doesn't mean you'll never have clean teeth again. You just brush them the next time. The same goes for your habits. It's also important to track your progress, even if it's small, whether it's using a habit tracking app, writing it down in a journal, or marking it off on a calendar, whatever it is. But seeing your progress builds momentum. It gives you a sense of accomplishment and motivates you to keep going in that direction. So, as we wrap up today's episode, I want you to think about this: that what's one small habit you can start today that aligns with the person you want to become? It doesn't have to be big or overwhelming, just something tiny that you could repeat consistently. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water first thing in the morning, meditating for 2 minutes, or maybe writing down 3 things you're grateful for every night. Whatever it is, commit to it. That's the key. And watch how those small actions build into something much bigger over time. All right, thanks for tuning in. I hope this episode inspired you to embrace the power of small habits. Remember, it's the little things we do every day that shape the big outcomes in our lives. If you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment. I'll be happy to receive the feedback from you guys. And as always, take it one step at a time. Until next time, keep building those habits. Peace.